Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Oblivion D&D. It's been a few weeks, I think like 3 weeks, and this is episode 14, Arrivals and Departures. So, last time we were all here in the Oblivion, we took care of a local ruffian who was making some trouble for patrons of his nice gambling establishment, and then we had to return him to whoever the people who had or person who had wanted them. So we borrowed a cart from outside a local establishment and put the body in the cart, the unconscious body, not dead body, so that we could get him across town, deliver him to where he belonged. So we did that. Everything went smoothly, and we got paid. We did a good deed, and then Kater went to return our borrowed cart to its owner, who was kind enough to let us use it, and the rest of us went off to a tower to consult with a very old elven woman who Keldrin had run into doing some research, who brought us up into her tower. It was all very magical, and had us look out at the stars to see if we saw anything. Nobody saw anything. It was just normal stars. So we didn't really learn anything. But
I love how Keldrin tells stories.
But it was nice. It was nice to look out at the view and look at the night sky. And so I think did we leave, or we were just getting ready to leave? We were wrapping, or maybe we were still in the tower, wrapping up stuff in the tower, and hoping that our friend Kater would rejoin us at some point. Although I guess it must have taken quite a while to return that cart, because we didn't see Kater for a while. But maybe shortly here we will be all back together again.
And yes, so we perfectly summed up. So I think we had discussed at the end of last time about what all this stuff can mean, and she essentially said if Kater shows up again, and you want to return tomorrow evening, and so we had bid our adieus, I believe, and we were heading back, leaving. And as we leave the tower, yes, that is about the time Kater arrives, and I believe Kater looks a little
disheveled.
Yeah. Maybe bruised in a few spots.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking of. Like, can you see bruises on a kingu?
Feathers.
Yeah, I think some feathers are kind of out of place and out of sorts. Clothing is certainly more out of sorts than it normally is.
Yeah, maybe he's got like a swollen. Maybe his eye is a little more swollen than his other one. I don't know. Maybe his beak is a little tilted. I don't know. But yeah, he looks like he's been through something in the time.
But he also looks happy to see you all.
Yeah.
Kater, you look like you've been in a fight.
What?
Been in a fight.
Did somebody try to steal the cart from you? Oh, well, that's good. That's a relief.
What happened?
What's the name of the bar inn where you've been staying at?
The Golden Spider.
Golden Spider. In Keldrin's voice, let's go to the Golden Spider.
Ah, you need a drink. Yes, of course, of course.
So you head to the Golden Spider. Yeah. And so when you arrive at the Golden Spider, which granted I don't have like the actual. I have the end part of the golden spider, but it serves for just thematic purposes. This is where we fought the thing. But anyway, there's a common room here somewhere. But as you walk in, and again, it's probably it's 10, 11 o'clock. It's pushing close to the end of the night proper, but it's a good hour for common room. There's quite a few people in here. And so you come into the Golden Spider, and as you walk in, you see Gorby sitting at a table as you have come to find him the few days and nights you've been associated with him. And you notice that there are he has 2 full drinks in front of him on the table, and he's sitting there with kind of wide-eyed, and he sees you walk in. Thank goodness you're here. And then he grabs one of the drinks and says, thank goodness, and he just tilts it back and he drinks the entire thing.
Carby, all right.
And as he does that, you see there's a green-haired elf. Her skin is kind of almost has a bluish tint to it, and she sits down she was walking over from the bar, and she sits down at the table with him, and she looks over at you, and she just nods at you, and then doesn't really say anything else. But Gorby in the meantime is just putting it back right now.
Ah, Gorby, you made a friend. Wonderful. Good to meet you, friend of Gorby. I am Caldrin Silverwind. And these are my companions.
I am Finda.
Finda?
She says, Elvish.
Oh, in Elvish.
And then she says it in common again, because, yeah. I am Finda. You are Gorby's associates? These are my friends.
Yes, we're good friends.
I am so glad you've made it back. I've been waiting hours. Thank goodness you're here. And he grabs the other one he's about to wait. Before I do that. Okay, so Finda here. I know Finda. Finda is from Iron Trees. I'm not exactly from Iron Trees. I'm from the area surrounding. She's from Iron Trees, and she's here to bring me home.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
I'm so glad you'll be able to get home finally. And as much as we were trying to find a way to get you back home, and I'm sure we would have eventually. It's great that someone is here who knows where to go.
Why did they all go at Gostis? They all went at Gostis. I don't know why.
Lenny's rolling insight.
Yeah.
Into what?
Where the hell's Finda?
Yeah. No part of this. How this person show up? How's this person No part of this makes sense in any context.
So just from an insight perspective, just listening to what they've said so far, I mean, you feel that what you're saying is true, but nothing about she doesn't seem threatening. It's not like she's holding a crossbow under the table or anything. And he seems completely relaxed, even more relaxed now that you've walked in.
Is he relaxed because we walked in?
No, you think he was. You think that he wanted to tell you before he drank too much. Y'all have noticed Gorby has a little bit of a problem with the bottle.
It looks like he doesn't have any problem with it.
Yeah, the only problem is he admit it.
That's a good point. So he looked like he was. I mean, he was sweating and stuff, and then he drank it. He's okay, I'll. But no, he So again, from the 1 minute of conversation you've had so far, your suspicions are whatever you believe your suspicions are, because nothing else has been said so far, validates or invalidates anything that's been said.
All right,
So-
0 suspicions it is.
So how did this meeting come about?
Finda, you were just traveling through or happened to be here in town and
Oh, no, I suppose that's a valid question. I was sent. I was sent by Lena. You were sent by Lena. Lena. Can't read my own handwriting. Lena Erver. I always mispronounce her. Lena. You are sent by Lena. Yes, I was sent by Lena. When Gorbulus was kidnapped here, we were. Lena was concerned about a sin. About one of our people being kidnapped, and so she put forth her resources to locate him, and for a while there she could not locate him, and then so from that point we were sent to different places to look for clues. I was sent here to King City. There was a name of another guy I put in here. That guy, Tomas. That's going to be his name. Tomas was sent to. Oh, Tomas! Is he well? Yeah, well, Tomas is fine. Yes, Tomas was sent to Lyris, and someone was sent to MLS, and someone was sent. So she. Yeah. But we went to the.
For all.
Yeah. Say
That's
again.
interesting.
What'd you say?
Only for all. You're only searching for all for him.
Well, yes. We
Well,
didn't know where else to look.
I think it's
that makes sense.
more incredible that you would search for all for him. Are you like a royal or something? Why are they coming after you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm no such thing. I'm just a local alchemist. That's all.
Just regular old Gorbulus.
Yeah.
That
Are you
seems less like
incredibly
all of a sudden.
Well, he is many things, but he is also. Lena looks after her people, and so she put together. She has lots of resources, and so I've been here for several days, scouring the inns and taverns, looking for any hint or clue, and I just happened to be here this evening, and I ran across Gorbulus and realized I had a little serendipity, if you will. Sometimes it falls in your favor, I guess. So yes,
So is
we
this
didn't. We did not know where he was.
Would you
But-
say? Would you say this, Lena, and you and your other companions, and are you good at finding your own people, or are you just generally good at finding people who may be scattered anywhere across this land?
Well, I like to think that Lena sent us particularly because we do have a certain knack for blending in and finding things. And in a city like King City, it's not real difficult to make your way. You just, again, if you have enough resources.
Right, for finding stuff's trivial, but
But Lena looks after her own.
Is this some sort of community? What is Lena the
Iron Trees. Iron Trees is the best community. It is such a wonderful Damn it. I'll be back. Keldrin, I got you.
What
Thank
is
you.
Iron Tree? Is it a city?
Oh no. Iron Trees is it's a pretty small village. It's a remote village. I had to travel several days to Lyris, which I'm sure you know where that is, and then from there I had to portal here, and then take the circle there at the temple, and then. But yes, it is it's a rather remote village that generally we stay out of the way and things don't usually affect us, which is I think what bothered Lena more than anything is that this magical we're not really sure, but anyway, he was absconded with magic. She didn't know that much, and so yes, I mean I would not have been able to remain here probably much more than the rest of this week, and then I would have had to return, but it's Gorbulus is he's one of ours, and we protect ours.
Kind of place where everyone knows each other, everyone looks out for each other.
Correct.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you ran into him, and I'm glad I get to go home.
Yeah. So Corby comes back over and he sets a pitcher down in front of you, Keldrin.
Oh, thank you, Corby. Wonderful. Cheers to going home.
Cheers to going home. So when do we leave? And when he says that, he doesn't look at her, he looks at all of you. So when do we leave?
Oh, I think Finn is just taking you home, Gorby.
Where is Iron Trees again? Specifically?
Oh, this is... What? You're not coming with me?
Well, I mean,
Is this near where the storms are?
Benda looks lost at what you're saying. And Gorby's like, No, it's far away from here. From the storms.
Where
But if you go with me, you'll get away from the storms.
that is not
Hey.
what I want to do.
Oh, right. I forgot.
also we have things we're looking for. Also,
Well, to Keldrin, to your point though, are you guys? Could you help us find somebody?
yeah, are you good at like if somebody else were to want your help, your services with locating someone, is that something that Lena and you would do for someone else? Some kind of arrangement could be made.
I'm not sure I know what you were referring.
See, we came here looking for someone, and
You
so
came
far
to
we
King
haven't had.
City looking for someone?
Yes, we have not had much luck so far.
Well, we came to Foral looking for someone.
Yes.
Oh. So, they are from a place far away. And they have no idea how big this place is. I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult.
No, it's true.
But
We don't.
they don't. That one, and she kind of points over at Linnaeus. He thinks the coast is like just over there. But so and it says I mean, we're not necessarily skilled in finding just anyone. We know Gorbulus. We know our people of our village. I'm not saying that we're not skilled in what we do, but
Right, like you were saying, looking for clues, following leads, knowing where to look, all that sort of thing.
yes, but I'm not sure I really found any clues besides I just got lucky being here tonight.
Maybe you're just lucky at that sort of thing, and I don't know, maybe if we told you a little bit about who we were looking for, maybe you'd just be lucky again, and then who knows?
Well, who are you looking for, if I may ask?
Well, we're looking for a person we don't know much about. Her name is Elodie Everstrong. She's we're not entirely sure where she's from. She's in For All somewhere. She said she was from Thrintra. That's probably true. But she was outcast, had to flee Thrintra, and we think is or was somewhere in For All at some point.
Rentra, the continent?
Yes.
Well, and she came to what's the name of our bulges?
Estalia or Cloudforth?
Yeah, came to Asalia.
Yeah, she was in Asalia for a time, where we're from, but she was there more than 20 years ago, we think.
You're from Asalia is another continent?
The
place?
place very far away that Corby was talking about.
Oh, yes.
Way across the
Asalia.
ocean.
The city, it's in the air. It floats.
Yes, it does float.
It's very cool. Just don't get too close to the edge.
Right, it is a long way down.
And don't vanish, because then, they'll just push you off. It's not good. Oh, sorry. They call it the Oblivion there, but whatever. Same thing. Okay. So you're looking for someone who came from one continent, maybe to another continent, to this continent.
Right.
And that you don't know what this person looks like, what they do, how long they've been here, any definable traits.
Did we know that she was an elf? Am I making that up?
I think you're making that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't write that down.
Yeah, I don't think that we have more than a name at this point.
All right.
Continent of origin.
She had the look,
Yeah.
but that's not really definable to other people. She had the look that
I mean,
me and
Eldon,
Oh,
have.
the aura.
right. Her aura is reversed.
her aura is
Yes.
reversed.
Yes.
Like a feel kind of aura, like you feel her aura, or like a
Well, some people can see it.
oh. I can't see it either, but they're telling the truth. Well, I don't know if I could be of much service. I'm sure. Have you gone to your local, or the churches around here, or the
We've done a little bit of. We've spent some time in the city looking and
Like the Hall of
Asking
Records here and the places like that.
we've done some research and haven't turned up any good leads yet.
Now, since you're not from here, you do know For All is the name of this continent, but there's also a realm within this continent called For All.
Oh. And
Now that's interesting.
where's that one?
That's just confusing.
I didn't mention that. Oh, Gorby, back. Oh, I'll be right back. That's my bad.
But they could be in For All within For All. What is your naming convention in this place? Like, who keeps records of these things?
Wait.
There should be rules about the naming of a location.
I mean, if you're from around here, it really doesn't take that long to figure it out. As in, you're in the realm of Garwinia right now, and the next realm over is For All, and that encompasses most of our
So we
continent.
just have to go one realm over?
Oh, that's easy. We're almost there.
So keep in mind, Iron Trees and Lyris are also in For All.
Iron Trees isn't For All?
Yes.
Well, now this is interesting.
So, I mean, it must be on like the far side of For All, right? To be a few days from here.
It's a little further than a few days from here. If we take the circle to Lyris, then we're only a few days away.
Great. So we just need to get a what do you call them? Circle passes? A King City pass? Like, what is the paperwork required to use this transport?
The paperwork is the appropriate amount of gold. And then
signing your names, getting the approval, filling out the forms.
sure, we can. Yeah,
Right. So, fairly easy, standard.
right.
Okay. Standard portal travel. Good.
Were you planning to take the portal back?
Oh, well, yes. Lena has provided, I've set aside the appropriate amount of gold to go there, to return. And then I kept some to provide for expenses while I'm in the city. But that's why I only have a few days left here.
And is that fee a per traveler, or is it?
No, it's just if you just pay it. I mean, they don't, you don't have this weird.
Our bureaucracy
There's
might
some
be
fees
slightly different.
associated, but mostly no.
Our portals are different.
They
The
just
clergy
they don't care where you're going. They just want you to be able to pay for the resources to activate the portal. And assuming there is the correct sequence to the connecting portal, they don't care. As long as you can pay for it.
So theoretically, if we could, obviously we're not assuming anything, but if we were to talk and things worked out, in theory, we could come along with you to the portal and go through at the same time, and also arrive in this, whatever. What was the name? Where are you going? What is it? I forgot.
Well, you would arrive in Lyris first.
Lyris. So,
And then we would.
And what realm is Lyris in?
It's For All.
For All.
It's the capital city of For All.
oh,
It's probably too much at this point. We won't worry about that. But anyway, we Lyris, and then we would find. Well, it's a few days by horse if we were to ride Iron Trees, or a few days more if we were to walk or take a cart. But
So it sounds like Lyris might be a great place for us to continue our search.
I agree.
I think so.
When are you leaving?
No, I mean, I was just tasked with finding Gorbulus and returning as soon as possible. It is late though, so I suppose I would wait and just leave in the morning. And she looks over at Gorby at the bar, who seems to have gotten distracted there and kind of forgotten to come back to the table at this point. Seeing as he's not really an early riser. I mean, Gorby seems to speak highly of you. Gorbulus seems to speak highly of you. I don't have any objections with you traveling with me. If that's what you desire, I can't guarantee you'll find anything there that is useful to you.
Well, we can't guarantee we'll find anything anywhere that's useful to us, so we might as well be there looking.
Is there any chance we could persuade you to wait just one more day?
One more day. We have some business we have to finish up in the city tomorrow night. That might help us.
I'm in no rush. Besides, Lena asked me to return, but she knows how these things work. And honestly, Lena will probably know soon enough that I've located Gorbulus. So if you need a day or two more, then I think I have enough resources to wait, I don't know, 4 or 5 more days.
Oh, just a day.
Oh, excellent.
Should be it. Tomorrow evening we have something we need to do. I think after that we'll probably be ready to depart.
Oh, all right.
So
Then
the morning after next.
sure, we can aim for that.
That'd be great. Thanks.
I hope you're able to locate what it is or who it is you're looking for.
I think this Lyris will be just the place.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
Or farther. Who knows?
One realm at a time.
Yeah. We've exhausted the possibilities in this realm, so
Yeah, go in.
time to move on.
Realm is empty.
And she, I mean, obviously Malignant's been sitting there, and she's like, it's not like she hasn't noticed him. But she, she doesn't say anything. But he looks at her and shrugs. But then he'll like nudge you, Keldrin, and point at Kater and be like, "So, what happened to him?"
Yeah, I'm not.
And Kater, you pick up, he's pointing at you, and you can, I mean, y'all been around Malignant long enough now, y'all can pick up some of the simple things. He's like, not what he says, but at least what he's meaning. And he's pointing at you as in like what's up? Yeah, but he's like, so what happened to him?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get the story of what happened. But we're gonna spend one more day here, and then we actually think we're gonna go with Gorby and Gorby's friend here through another portal to another city that we think will be much closer to who we're looking for.
Okay.
So that just kind of fell into our laps. That was fortunate. But yeah, we will have to hear from Kater what happened to him.
Well, and while you're having that part of the conversation after Malignant kind of indicated, Kater will nod and he'll start pushing some tables and chairs out of the way and making space for himself. So by the time you finish saying that, Kater ruffles his feathers and gets himself set, and then so he starts miming as if he's pulling the cart. And then he stops and throws up his hood and he scurries over to a different part and looks all mysterious, and then goes to another part, throws back his hood, takes out his dagger, and gives an evil eye towards where he was pulling the cart, and like is like looking like he's shaving his talons, and puts that back, goes back to the cart and continues pulling it. And, finally, he makes a sound, clear sound of biting into an apple and says, Kenku, huh? That should be interesting. You best not continue, my friend, else Kadana will remove your spleen and Dalgal will help her, though he will feel less good about it. You and your companions, well, we need to talk. After all, you have not paid for the paid for the use of that cart, and my niece, oh, my niece, quite dramatic she is, but that is family, am I right? Well, you have offended her, and that is not without cost, as trivial as it may seem. And he runs back to where he was pulling the cart, but no longer throws down the cart. Offended her, he says in that man's voice. And then in the voice of a little boy from Cloudforth, well, that could have been worse. He runs back over to where this other person was. Why, yes, it could have been worse, but that's not the price of business around here. You may come to learn. I'd prefer to talk, as I believe there's mutual interest for both of us. You and your Outlander companions may even find it profitable. Of course, if not, there is still the matter of the cart. Tara runs back over to where he was standing as him. Mutual interest, profitable. No, Kater, you can't count them yet. They haven't hatched. He runs back to where this other person was. You see, Kadana, I told you this one would be reasonable. And you don't need to worry about your eggs, my friend. They surely will hatch. Despite the, shall we say, misunderstanding regarding my niece's cart, I certainly can come to a means of paying off that debt. And in return, fighting with something in return besides a cart, that is. My friend, please come inside where we can get off the street. I believe it will be worth your while. Now, let us see what you have to offer for the cart. As I am solely interested in business, and no real business conducted without proper introduction, I am known as Cayman. What do your companions call you? And perhaps more pertinently, what is your particular speciality? And then he runs back to his spot and says in Stavid's voice, Kater. And then in the voice of the Tabaxi keeper in barkeeper in Cloudpoint, I'll pay you to watch the place. Who is it?
Chico.
Chico, thank you. I'll pay you to watch the place. Make sure none of the patrons get too rowdy. And then in the voice of I forget the woman he was running packages for.
Agnes has one.
Agnes, thank you. Just pick up a package and drop it off. That's all. And then in the voice of Brack, the guy who had dropped off the man in blue and white armor to an ugly man with a scar on one side of his face and an eye patch, another wearing blue and red armor. Bring him back alive if possible. Runs back to Cayman's spot. Kater, of course. Very good. And I dare say, a Kenku of many talents. Yes, your payment for the cart should be easily made in short order, as in within the hour. Now it's just a matter of discussing which way you desire to go about having this. Have you had an opportunity to visit the fighting pits beneath the Drunken Stag? He runs back to his place and says in the voice of a Cloudforth girl, Oh, Mumsy, can I please have it? He runs back to Cayman's spot. Oh, you'll have it, no doubt, my friend. But as I'm a businessman first and foremost, you must determine how you're going to go about this, for that dictates everything. If you wish to make payment for the cart, and you go ahead and, shall we say, take a fall in each of your bouts, we can call your debt canceled. Of course. If you tell me you can win, and you do so, well, your debt will be fulfilled, and you will be rewarded quite handsomely, I think you'll find. Now, if you lose after such a gamble, well, the cart will be the least of your problems. He runs back to his own spot. All right. Who's next? Oh, sorry, wrong voice. The voice of like a kitchen aide at a soup kitchen in Cloudport. All right. Who's next? Runs back to Cayman's spot. I take it that to mean you have confidence in your abilities, little bird. Fair enough, but you better not fail me, or it'll be a long, slow night, Kater. Aye, thus we be getting ready, my friend. The pits are no bargain, aye. And then he goes through these motions of like getting in the fighting pit and fighting and winning and then fighting and winning and then fighting and taking a bunch of hits, and he shows off his eye. And here and then he acts out the last combatant falling down, and then he gets up and he gives out this big like roaring caw of some type of like rock or great bird that we might know from Cloudforth. He just waves his hand.
There's a cheer from the common room. Actually, roll a performance. I don't know if you were trying to perform, but roll it
Oh,
anyway.
it's gonna be bad.
It's okay. It's you know it's
because this is all with -1 charisma.
So see how good it was.
That was perfect.
All right, well, you know, there's a slight cheer
We
from the
appreciate
crowd.
the effort.
They appreciate the effort.
The voices were spot on. The rest of
The
it.
voices were spot on. It just didn't mean anything to. It didn't mean. That's the problem. The voice didn't mean anything to them. But otherwise, they were like, "Yeah, it's a good story."
But that is quite the tale. So you returned the cart, you made some new acquaintances, you received some accolades, you went above and beyond whatever you won. You won in the fighting pits. People cheered for you. So you went above and beyond anything they were going to try to collect from us for borrowing the cart, which is silly, but that aside. Sounds like that actually worked out really well.
He'll look down at like some patch of feathers that are missing.
I mean, aside from the injuries, which of course I hope you're okay, and we'll, you know, if we need a healer or something, I'm sure we can find someone. Rest, of course, we'll rest. I think that all worked out splendidly.
Quite a story. Says Vendom.
I'll go get a drink and bring it back to drink.
And when you come back, you hear Gorby over the bar. And that's my friend Kadir. Oh my! Did you hear what he just? Yeah. So you know, he's. No.
Thank you.
Oh. I thought he was going to lesser restoration somebody again.
I mean, Kater's definitely he's not bleeding anywhere, but he's definitely bloody.
Oh, it didn't. I clicked the wrong button.
What do you mean to click?
I meant to cast the spell.
Oh.
But I could do the thing.
Let
I
me
didn't mean to
describe this
just send
spell
you
I could
information
do.
about it.
You sort of cast it. I mean, you did cast it.
Right. Just for no effect.
Why isn't this working? All right. Cure wounds. Is it just loading?
It might be.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
see,
it's asking me what level I want to cast it at. That's
A fair question. Thank you, sir.
yeah. Are you still bloodied?
Yes.
Boy. Oh.
No longer bloody.
Right.
He nods his head. He gets out the shield and taps the symbol of Helm and nods his head again and puts the shield away.
Say, home looked over you this night.
all right.
Oh. That was a very successful day, I think. Made some money, made a new acquaintance, made some more money, found out the right place to go where we should have been all along.
Surely.
looked at some stars. Oh, speaking of looking at the stars, tomorrow we've got to take you up to the tower, Kater.
To the tower.
Yes.
Come
Yeah,
on.
tomorrow, but it has to be tomorrow evening, around dusk. But I think you'll like her very much. And she'll ask you to look out the window. Probably won't see anything unusual, but just in case, maybe you will.
Maybe. And Kater will nudge stop it, and then he'll make the sound of clattering armor. And then it looks like
That's right. Where'd that end up? Did we take it? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, I think you guys took it.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
One
So
of
I
you,
guess
I think you were carrying it actually.
Yeah, been lugging around a sack
Like-
or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll go crack it out, and take a closer look at everything, and
Yeah, it was.
I know Elenius had looked it over and figured out the spikes and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Talos.
Yep.
Yeah,
It had some nice colors to it, right? Wasn't it like a blue trim and
Yeah.
yeah. It's a blue and white plate with like a red seam about
Mhm.
it, and it has and it had these tiny little spikes on the inside that were, Elenius kind of connect those to these very self-flagellating scars all over Guy's body. So, and then you took his greatsword too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took all his stuff. Like all he had left on was his clothes, I think.
Yeah.
you tell me that
Loincloth.
greatsword was a little bit nicer?
Yeah, it's a little sharper, a little lighter. Yeah.
A major upgrade. Once we get those spikes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just wear it.
Okay. Probably be fine.
That sounds like it. Yeah.
They keep you motivated.
So we doing anything else this evening?
Katero finishes drinking and nod to everybody and head upstairs to get some sleep.
I'm just kind of like finish my drink, make some small talk with Corby and whatever her name, Finda. But I'm gonna go to bed at a somewhat reasonable hour.
Yeah, you are still a little
Pretty
tired. You are a little beat.
Yeah. So oh Corby, I know I would usually stay and keep going, but I just didn't sleep much last night and worn out from a long day, so I need to go to bed.
It's okay. Me and Fenda here. She's like, no, I believe it is time to retire. Me and
Now it's time.
yeah.
Yep.
So
All right, let's just solve some problems in advance. There we go. Gorby feels a lot better now.
What a buzzkill.
I don't know if he feels better.
He's ready to start drinking again.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Shantia reclaims her harvest.
Corby, I hate it when he does that sometimes. I don't know why.
What did he do?
Sorry, he makes it like you weren't even drinking at all, except for the headache.
And the aftertaste.
Right.
That's so
Sorry.
good.
He does that to me too.
Just heal, man.
I don't know.
There's always tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, I think he just hates fun sometimes.
He does need to have a little more fun. Oh, I know what we can do tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can show him a good time.
Oh good. We should do that.
I think we should.
Better
Sure.
burn all his slots first.
Use both my second level spell slots. Fix some drunks.
Yeah.
To bed we go.
Go to bed. Big day tomorrow. Last day in King City.
Find out
Right.
some things about resting. Like
Do
how
what?
many hit dice you get back when you wake up, if any. We haven't explored that yet.
It's true, we haven't.
Yes, we have. I have explored that.
Did you regain hit dice?
No, you get hit dice.
Hit dice. So yeah, so like we can still roll our hit dice to heal. But we haven't had a full night where it's like, well, we've spent hit dice. Do we regain?
Let's see if we get them back.
I hope so. We'll
I
find
hope
out.
that we get hit dice back.
I'm gonna spend some, regardless.
Well, let me cast more Cure Light Wounds because we know that we get spells back.
I mean, it's up to you. If you felt like, I mean, Kater's not going to say anything to indicate that he needs healing, but you can tell he's no longer bloodied after your second heal.
Right, but I can tell he's still injured.
Maybe. I feel like it's hard to tell that a Kenku's injured. Who's not actually cut, because it's so everything on him it was all non-lethal. So it was all blunt attacks. I'm not going to say no to 8 hit points.
And then I'll do it one more time.
That's why you have a cleric in the party. You don't have to worry about these things.
Right?
Yeah, especially if he's rolling like that.
Bam!
Well,
Take that.
yeah, I mean, Air seems fine. He's definitely not bloodied. Well, now we'll still find out if we gain hit dice because I still had one spent from last night. So do we, Johnny?
Yep, you'll get one hit. Yeah, so you get your
Or-
one back. Yeah.
Half rounded down.
Well, half rounded up because
Is it up? Oh yeah, it is up. This is the one up in D&D.
I mean,
We get we would
if
get
you were level 1, you would never get one back at that point.
right. It's level 2 fast.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
All right. And we awaken the next day. Nothing has disturbed your slumber or your trancing, as it would be.
Wow.
But when you come downstairs at whatever hours you do, one of the local, or one of the bar workers, one of the inn workers, not the owner, this hour, comes over to Kater and hands you a note and says this came for you in the early morning, and just goes back to his duties.
Gives a sour face, opens it up, and reads.
Well, hang on. And I'll give it to you.
Oh,
Save changes. Should be in your journal.
see.
There's not a lot to it, but
Not a lot to it at all. And there's so who's down here with us? Is it
I'll say
us
generally
and-
we kind of all come down at the same time, so we're all here.
and including our party from last, like Finda and
And Malignant, Deanna Gorby, Drondolfers, who must have been in bed last night because he wasn't there, but yeah, he's wandered down. Yeah, so like,
so yeah, Kater reads the note, and then he looks up at Finda and over at Elenius, then at Keldrin, and looks back at the note, scratches his head, puts the note on the table, and slides it to the middle. I'll share it with everybody.
Confusing.
all right, then I will. I'll let everybody read them. Now, again, it's not a lot to it, but right, just 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Look at that, a mysterious note. Floating urn. I don't know that
Bring the
one.
elf, that's me.
Is it?
Then he points at Finda.
Pinda, yeah.
Finda. There you go. I got it. I do have it written down. I just hadn't gotten there yet. He points at Finda, and then he points at Keldrin.
Bring the elf.
And he points at the letter A.
Yeah,
as
who
a
is,
signature.
was that one of the people? No, that wasn't one of the people you met? Oh. That's interesting.
Not that I remember.
Where was Krennic again?
Mind bringing up King City for us?
Krennic is over there.
Oh, all the way down there.
It was a place y'all hadn't really gotten to in your journeys about the city.
Yeah.
Hadn't got quite that far east and southeast and mainly east.
I'm gonna go over to the person who's on duty here.
Mhm.
Do you know where the floating urn is? Like, how would we get there from here?
I think that's like it's on the other side of the city, right?
Yeah, it's in Kranich.
Oh. I mean, you gotta go out the city and down the main road, and then like they start giving you directions.
Thank
It's
you.
somewhere over there.
Great, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta go. Come back to the table. All right, we gotta go out there, and we gotta just relay this whole. Turn here, go down this road for a while, and then turn on this one, and it's down there somewhere.
You're almost there. You've gotten to Ardrick's stair
Mhm. Yep,
and got distracted by a job.
you did. It's true.
And he points again at the letter A.
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. Maybe somebody who they worked for, the two people you ran into? Whoever it is knows you have an elf friend. Or thinks you have one elf friend.
You want to come play hide and seek?
Sounds like
He motions to everybody.
you should go.
Yes, well, I guess we have 2 appointments today then.
Yeah. Get a good breakfast. Morning ale.
Morning,
Start
yo.
walking to Kranich.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to start walking pretty soon.
Because I assume like you're waking up mid morning, right? Because it's I assume they're still taking an extra couple hours.
Yep. Still takes a little longer to get rested. Then, yeah.
Am,
All right.
am I unexhausted? Just to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
You did take care. As long as you took the full time to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That works. Good.
Yeah. You get rid of your exhaustion. So we're heading over to the urn.
Yeah.
A new tavern. In somewhere else. I haven't been to this one yet.
And actually, that's a good question. It just says the floating urn. Guess we don't know what it is.
I mean, it has to be.
I mean, it's probably
Right.
likely. Give a name like that.
Yeah.
But it could be like an alchemy shop. Who knows?
It's probably a pub,
Probably a pub.
tavern, or something.
Something like a
One
good
of
drink,
those kinds of
or at least a
things.
bad drink.
Sure, it'll be great.
All right. So we start the long walk.
Okay.
So you pass through, Stonebloom and, kind of the northern parts of Ardrick Stair. Some of the places you saw, well, at least some of you saw in your journeys about the city. When you get to like Frantic, you notice that like a lot of the and it's not hard to figure this out. Like this seems like this was at one point there were like a lot of noble estates that were out this way, and that before the city had expanded out here, this might have been where like your nobles came out for like a holiday or for like to get away from the hubbub of the city. But then a lot of those estates have been, they no longer exist as they once did because now it's obviously a city proper. So a lot of the buildings have either merged or morphed or sometimes torn down. But there's still quite a bit of like, it's not like Sissel over here. It's not like, you don't see that same level of, economic, struggle over here. There's still plenty of middle and even upper class folks. You see some wagons and some, carts and some covered wagons and things like that, pulling through. And you eventually find your way to the floating urn, which, as you theorize, yes, is in fact a tavern. And when you walk into the floating urn, you realize why it's called that. There is actually an urn that is just floating in the center of the tavern. It's just there, and people over there don't seem to take any notice of it. They just go about their way. It's hovering there. But it's kind of like right dead center of the tavern. It's not in the way. It's above. And it's just floating there.
Is it like a normal size urn or like a extra big urn?
It's not overly big by any means. It's nice. Just some regular size urn.
And that would hold about one body's worth of ashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Regular size urn. Yep. Yeah. And so you walk in, and that's there, and I mean, it's mid morning, so it's not like it's really that busy. There's a who's here? I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six. So there's a female dwarf kind of manning the bar, and she as you walk in, and it's not a big place by any means, as you walk in, she's kind of nods to you, and continues about what she's doing. Kater, as you look around for a second after you notice her, you see sitting off to the side, sort of in kind of a inconspicuous spot. You see a tanned half-elven woman that you recall from your previous night. And she glances at you, and then she.
From these?
Nope.
Okay, but I don't.
She was the one. She was the one that was in the alleyway, and then she was in the doorway, and then she was watching you fight. She stands out because her skin is like very tanned. More tan than you've seen for most people. And her face is recognizable.
Go ahead.
And she looks at you, and then she immediately like kind of flashes like a sign of, I said bring the elf.
And he signs back, many elf.
And she rolls her eyes. And when she rolls her eyes, you remember like she seemed to roll her eyes a lot. And some of those rolling of eyes were actually at Cayman. But she, right now she's definitely rolling them at you.
He'll nudge the others and point towards the bar.
Ah, yes, drinks. Yes, we'll take care of drinks.
He'll walk over and sit next to the elf. And then in hand talk. Which elf?
She'll point to Elenius.
Brought him.
What'd you say?
Brought him.
But the others, including the one that stole the cart.
Excuse me.
Half elf.
Borrowed.
But yeah, he'll sign half elf.
Right. So. Well, if they're here, tell them to come over.
He'll whistle across the bar, the tavern to them, wave them over.
Ah. Yes. What can we bring you? Yell across the.
Ale, cheap.
She holds up her glass already and says, "No, thank you."
So I'll get one extra cheap ale. For Kater. And then go over once we all have our drinks, of course. Ale. I don't know, something good for me. Whatever other friends want. Milk for Elenius.
Water. Thank you very much.
Whatever.
Let's not be ridiculous.
Says, she looks at Elenius after y'all come and sit down and says, I have it on good authority that you're looking for something.
I am.
My friends told me that you were in Jack's Rise yesterday. Was that yesterday? 2 days ago.
I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I was in some library researching about weather patterns. When I was still in Talos denial.
You were in Jack's Rise talking to The vanished.
Yes.
So, what's your interest in it?
I want to end it.
Oh,
And
so you're an idealist.
I'm
You're an idealist.
not an idealist. I think that the end is attainable, and I think that we can attain it. We, the group of us, and I know this because I've spoken to Helm, Saloon, and Chantia's. What do we call them? Are they aspects? Are they avatars?
Whatever you call them.
They're paragons, and they're holding the darknesses at bay, but can only continue for so long. But we need to. We need to act.
I don't know about all of that.
What do you know?
Well, I know that there's always been something strange about this realm.
This realm is affected less than ours.
Yes,
Much less.
yes. And I believe there's a reason for that.
It began here. But what if, do you think that there is a reason, or you think that you know the reason?
I believe there is a reason, and I believe I know there's a source for this reason. And it might be here.
Here in King City?
No, I mean here. And she kind of points down at the table.
In this room?
Looks up at the urn.
Under the table.
As Kater will probably come to know from his association last night, Cayman is only interested in his business, and as long as you allow, do what is required, he allows you to seek out your own hobbies and interests. And so over the course of my association with him, I've been able to accrue some resources that have allowed me to track, I hope, what I believe to be a source of, well, to be honest, I'm not sure, but it is something unnatural. And that, she points to the urn, is not natural.
What is it?
It's magic. That's as much as I know. There's another location, also in Kranich, that I've tracked it to. Have you been to the Holy Oaks Mausoleum?
No.
So there's a source emanating there as well. It's the spells that I paid for it said that this location and the mausoleum had the same source. I don't know what that source is, but I know that when I was specifically tying it to the vanishing, that's where it led.
Really?
And since I want to know why the rulers of this land have been able to survive unharmed, why this land has been able to. I mean, it's great for the people that are here, but if it exists here, why can't it exist everywhere?
That's what I've been wondering. Why does the vanishing have less of? Is it less of a hold in Ferrol, or is it less of a hold in King City? Because it seemed as though it's less of a hold in Ferrol.
No, there are places in Foral that have been, that were, and still are. Although, well, they were devastated by the effects of the vanishing.
But are they still? Do you see old people in other parts of Ferrol?
Possibly.
Because there are no elders in Elantris. I don't know why I can't remember that name.
Thalia.
Thalia. Good grief.
Like, I don't know what Elantris is.
Oh.
Sounds cool.
Elantris is a book.
Yeah, I was like,
Related
I
to
heard
this.
that.
I don't think there's any vanishing in that city.
They had problems, but they solved
Different
them.
problems.
Different problems. And this Thalia is where you were from?
Yes. And it's still
So there are no, and this is because of the vanishing.
yes.
Well, this is interesting.
It's still badly affected by the vanishing. I didn't realize how much worse it was there than here until we arrived here. We have no elders. We've lost all our elders.
Oh. Well then. Now I understand your idealism. And you came here just for that?
We've had events unfold that necessitated our leaving, but yes.
Well, my associates claim that whatever the vanished had revealed to you didn't seem to impress upon you much, as if you had already understood everything they were saying.
I have made it my life's work to study the vanishing.
Well then,
or the Oblivion as we called it, but it's always been from afar. The nature of the vanishing, understanding why it affects here less is important. And it seems as though they didn't know why it was less any more than I did.
So then it would behoove you to see what these places are about then.
Yes.
Right. She looks around. This is as far as I've gotten.
I think that we can probably carry on from this point. And we'll explore this other place and see what we can learn about this urn. Do they allow a study of it, or is it protected?
Well, I mean, you can. I don't think you're gonna do anything to it.
No.
I don't know if you can do anything to it.
Let's. I wouldn't want to do anything to it, especially given its importance to the place. Does anybody know of its importance, or this is something that you have happened upon?
This is something that I've, well, importance. I mean, to the people that come here, it's just a
Novelty.
it's a novelty. It's a little parlor trick, probably held up by some, cantrips of some kind.
But the urn itself,
I don't know if it's the urn or if it's just the location.
I understand now.
And this place isn't all that big, so
So we can explore it.
well,
Well, I mean, we can investigate it.
it's probably going to be up to the owners.
Is the mausoleum as closely watched?
No, I mean,
Maybe.
you might have to figure out a way to
Get in.
get into it, but it's located in the there's a cemetery, and then the mausoleum is within the cemetery, so it's an open cemetery.
Do you want to join us in our exploration of it?
I can join you. I would like to know what's there. I did spend quite a bit of personal capital to get this far.
I'm sure.
And unlike your friend Kater here, I'm not as skilled in the fighting pits.
Well, I can't say that we have any coin amongst us to speak of. We could only stay here a couple more days as it stood, but we can certainly help as much as we're able to. And this is certainly more than we had this morning.
Right?
Have you had any feelings about the source of the vanishing?
What do you mean?
The cause of it, the creator of it.
The legends say that the dark goddess Shar had a hand in it.
Yes.
Does
You have
fit-
not heard anything else about any other gods or goddesses?
That's a little above my
Christmas.
understanding.
That's interesting to know. Thank you. Let's would anybody have a problem with going to the mausoleum now?
To the mausoleum.
Uh, okay. Now I'm just further a mausoleum.
Yeah, we've got the time.
Yeah. Gotta get your money for it. Come on, you don't have a lot of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for it.
You're a wasted drink.
leave it. Yeah.
All right. All right. So yeah, you say I'll leave, and like she'll direct you over. towards the Holy Oaks mausoleum. And yeah, as you described, it's a cemetery. There's not like a gate surrounding, like keeping people out. It's an open cemetery that people can come through. And you see like there is a larger building. There's a few of them, but there's one that's kind of sets off from the rest. And she takes you to it, and she says, from what I know, this was built by the funding of the Aranor family, which around here was perhaps the wealthiest family for generations, and this was at one point a private crypt, if you will, private tomb for their family. So it's just called the Mausoleum or the Holy Oaks Mausoleum now, but it's mostly the Aranor Mausoleum.
So the Aranor family, when were they in power?
Well, their descendants are still around, but this building goes back 200-300 years. So it has. It is kept up by the Aranor wealth, which they may no longer be the most wealthy family in the city, but they certainly have plenty of wealth to be able to keep this up. At least, so I hear.
And you're able to, so we just need to figure out how to get into it?
Yeah. She looks around. There's just a simple lock on the door.
There gets out his thieves' tools.
She nods at you, like, and she'll turn around and, her back to you and just like looking around, making sure nobody's noticing.
When he gets to work.
Yeah. After, minute or two, 22, yeah, you hear the click of the door.
Just tools away and opens the gate. Or whatever it was. Door.
It was a door, yeah.
Yeah.
They made a map for this.
Oh, cool.
No reason besides I just wanted to make a map.
Yeah, of course.
Like just in case you
course.
happen to go in a mausoleum.
I guess I need.
Like mausoleums are never dangerous. Everything's dead in there.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I need to put y'all on here. I got her on here. I just didn't put y'all on here.
Is it dark in there? Torch needed?
Hang on a second. Paste.
Yeah.
Are we on there now?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Who are we missing? There we go.
yeah.
Yeah. So in the
blends in very nicely.
yeah. So in the doors, you're able to push them open. There's no obvious like lighting inside, but there's enough windows overhead. Like you see some nice stained glass windows in various shapes and various, whatever. That there's enough light filtered in that you can see enough in here that you don't feel like you need a torch. Unless you feel like you're gonna like dive into some, deep corner or, whatnot. But otherwise, there's enough light in here that you can see. And I will say, I found this map, which I liked, but all these tombs look like they're all broken open and stuff. They're not broken open. They're very nice.
That's good.
Yeah, they're not broken open. They're all the ones you see here. They're tombs.
I mean, at least not yet.
No, not yet. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, if you choose to break them open, you'll just break the ones open that are already broken on the map. So that's,
Perfect.
Yeah. So, just,
We'll walk in.
yeah. And you walk in and you see, like, again, there's these pillars that are holding it up. There are these tombs. There are these, stairs lead off to these, what appear to be like more private crypts or tombs. And then, she'll pull the door closed behind y'all, just to, in case anybody's walking by. But yeah, I mean, you do see straight ahead up here, there is a larger tomb. But from here, that's what you see. So, well, again, they emanated from this source, but beyond that, I have nothing.
I'm gonna do that.
Seems like a good spell.
It's definitely a
It
good
is a
spell.
good spell.
And within 30 feet of you, only if there's things on the people that are with you, or maybe they glow or whatnot, but you don't see anything else.
Whatever it is isn't right here. Over there.
Terra will stay ahead of you as we go.
Yeah.
So when you get to there, and you're looking in that direction,
Something.
so there is a large, and as you get to the bottom of these steps, you can see there's this like beautiful stained glass window, kind of on the ceiling, and kind of comes down a little bit, not all the way down. And the thing you notice about it is that it looks clean, immaculate, beautiful, like, everything else in here has a little more of a dated feel, but this looks like it looks like it's washed and cleaned like every day. I mean, it just looks, but you also notice that coming from it is a type of magic that I'm telling you right now. It's magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a sec. But yeah, so you see there's definite magic on the window, and it is conjuration magic.
Well,
That window up there, not just normal stained glass.
what do you mean?
There's magic coming from it.
Is that what's keeping it clean?
Not sure. Either it was conjured, or it has the power to conjure something. Not sure.
How would we be able to learn more about this?
Well, I mean, I suppose you could touch it and see if anything happens. You never know. It might create something if you touch it, or maybe there's some kind of words or phrase you have to say. Something would happen.
And does it seem like there's any place that we could climb to go touch it?
I mean, you feel like if you actually just climbed up on the tomb itself, you could at least get the part that's like on the window right there.
That's what I figured. So yeah, when Keldrin says touch it, Harry will start walking forward and nobody stops him. He'll just climb on top.
Oh, I wonder if something's gonna happen.
Well, let's be prepared if it is.
Reach up and touch the glass.
Touch the glass. Yeah. You touch the glass and nothing happens. It feels kind of cool to the touch, which is kind of unusual because I mean it's glass and it's morning sun that's hitting at least enough of it that's I feel like it'd be a little bit warmer. Otherwise, it's cool. But yeah.
Are there any words on it anywhere?
Or pictures.
And she's walked up and she's looking at it. She says, well, this is apparently the tomb of Ulrich Aranor, who's the, I think, if I remember my history right, he was the most famous and wealthy of all of them. He probably is the one who funded this place. But otherwise, I don't see anything that suggests otherwise.
Ulrich Eleanor?
Yeah. Oh, Ulrich.
Yeah, we'll get down and he'll start looking at a good place to grab a handhold on, try to open this.
I'll try to lift the sarcophagus and.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we should do that.
And he'll say in Finger's voice, one of the wealthiest.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty wrong.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it.
I mean, Elenius, like, this is a back me up here, right? Like,
I don't think that we should.
Disturbing the dead is like.
We should open these tombs, but we need to know. Is there another way that we can find some source of power here?
And I can take another look around in the other alcoves.
Let's look in other parts of this before we start like pulling open tombs.
I mean, we can multitask. Some of us can open tombs. Some of us can look around.
We didn't come here to open someone's graveyard. Like, we could have done that anywhere.
I mean, there might be information about what kind of magic is on this window in the sarcophagus.
Let's exhaust the appropriate resources first.
Right, so like move over here to this.
I'll use I'll cast detect magic as a ritual.
I That means it takes like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. Actually, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cast Detect Good and Evil as a spell, and it can penetrate. It can penetrate up to 1 foot of stone.
I don't know. It seems like a pretty thick sarcophagus. I might have to open it.
Probably have to open it. It's probably lined with lead.
I'm sure it's not. It's not like it's a sarcophagus in Notre Dame or something.
I don't know. I don't know what's in there.
I know.
Very easily.
So, what's interesting about that, Elenius, is that where you are, you actually detect an undead within 30 feet of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't. Does that give me a sense of like where that undead is, or do I need to like walk around and figure that
As
out?
well as where the creature is located. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this crypt right here, you detect there is an undead that is in that crypt. And yeah.
All right. I'll just continue my little walk around here.
And Keldrin, you detect no more magic up in this area.
Oh, nothing up there. Let's just check out down here. Probably nothing down here. Bunch of empty. Oh no, I mean these are all just full of bones. Just regular old normal bones.
So there is an undead in the back of that
Wait,
crypt.
what? What? There's a what back here?
In that sarcophagus over there that's still sealed, it contains an undead.
Yeah, well, unsheath his dagger slowly.
Okay, that's not great.
Up here where I am now. Anything?
No, you don't detect anything up there.
All right. Through here, still clear.
Yep.
Still clear.
Yep.
All right. So the only undead that I could detect is right here.
It's trapped in there.
Yes. Trapped in there. For now.
Are there any names on any of these?
Yeah, there's I mean, there's names on all of them. The one they're looking at says Leloba.
And he'll read that and look to Finda. Moldova?
Oh, or sorry, where you're over here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not end up moving myself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you said the name out loud.
To Finda.
Oh, you said to her?
Yeah. Look to her and
She shrugs her shoulders. At the mention of undead, she's kind of like backed away a little bit. We could just leave it there.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think undead that are just laying there, not doing anything, leave them alone. No need to disturb anything.
Chair makes a stabby ice pick motion.
We don't have to do that. Not bothering anyone.
Well, so you were eager to disturb the dead, but
Yeah, because there's nothing in there that's going to come out and try to eat our brains or whatever else, I don't know, haunt us or take over our bodies or anything.
I think it'd be the right thing to do.
What, get your body taken over?
Get the undead gone.
It's just laying in there.
Get the undead gone. Kater sets a hand ready to lift with his left hand, as I decided. The left hand, so with his offhand, his right hand, he's got a dagger ready. Looks to stab it in.
I don't like the idea of knowing that there's undead here and not destroying them.
Stavid pulls the sword out and nods back.
All right. Kater will
Bunch of undead slayers all of a sudden.
lift.
Also, is there any magic over here?
Where you are, no.
Okay.
No.
I'm not anywhere near that mess.
Stavid is pulling a sword that he doesn't quite know. It's just regular magic coming off of it.
Oh yeah, that's a
It's
good
not like
question.
evil magic coming off my sword, is there?
Like the
Oh yeah,
sharp sword.
the sword you got from what's his face? That is magic.
Oh, yeah. Well, that,
You might
hey,
notice that.
that sword's pretty magical. Didn't you know that? Yeah.
It's not like evil undead magic, is it?
Might be.
Check with the other guy.
We'll find out.
Yeah, he'll lift or push or whatever the lid ready to stab.
Okay. All right. Picking a fight. Cool. So you and you
I
like,
hope it's an archlich.
Yeah, the two I think are loaded.
a lot of XP. Yeah, as you push the lid, you see a hand wrapped reach out from the lid and
That's
kind of
bad.
just help push up,
Bad.
and you see a mummy kind of rise up and seems to have ill intentions.
Bet it
As
does.
do we all.
We all do.
I don't have any ill intentions. I also don't have intentions of just popping open caskets with some undead in there. We have no idea what it is. Could be anything.
You're-
If we
wanna
can get
rob-
him to pop this one open, we might be able to get him to pop the next one
Could
open.
be a vampire lord in there. We don't know.
Yeah, it's just a mummy.
Just a mummy. Have fun with your mummy rot.
Will do. We got a cleric. He's been casting all kinds of things. We'll be fine.
I don't know that I can deal with mummy
I
rot,
bet
but
you
maybe
can't.
you know I can't.
What I do know is I think I'm going before it.
Yeah, I'm not going before us
So
too.
I need to do my initiative. I was already looking at spells, getting ahead of myself. Okay.
Did you roll 20 or 13?
Who?
Kater.
20.
Why are you in there
All
twice?
right. I have an old roll in there.
Yeah, apparently. I
Probably.
wonder if that was from our
Yeah.
yeah. Do we know how to take this out?
I think you can just click on my face.
I see it. Hold on. There we go. Got it. Yeah. So Kater, the mummy, like sits up with ill intentions, and you are first.
And I will go ahead rage as I pull out my short sword
Mm-hmm.
and start stabbing it. I assume an 11 misses.
You would be wrong.
Oh, that's great. I'll hit it for 10 regular piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that means a 16 should hit.
Mm-hmm.
Or 8 magical piercing. He'll Don't move there.
Okay, you have successfully hit this poor mummy.
No, poor. This was a waste.
All right, Olenius.
I'm gonna step up here,
Uh-huh.
and then make a spiritual weapon right there.
Oh, what's it look like?
It looks like a sickle that would be used to harvest grain. A hand sickle, not like a scythe. Yeah. Oh, fancy.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right.
How do I get rid of my little circle that I made? There we go. There.
Harvest that mummy.
Heck yeah, now we're gonna harvest a mummy and I'm gonna attack it also because that was a bonus action.
And I will give you control of the sickle.
Thanks.
There we go. You now can control the sickle.
Do you have advantage?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. Thanks.
A 9 will not hit.
Well, let's try again.
But 23 will definitely hit.
What am I rolling for this? Spiritual weapon. D8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. Oh. There. All right, so my spiritual weapon and my mace. There. So I did 5 bludgeoning with a non-magic mace and 12 force with my magical sickle.
Seem to dislike the sickle a lot more than the mace.
And I'm gonna rotate myself right around right here. Well, yeah, the sickle did more than twice the damage of the mace.
No, that's fine.
I'm
I
sure that's
assume you would dislike it more.
all right. The mummy will let's see. I think Kater hit me for a little more non-sickle damage. So Kater, make a wisdom saving throw.
I refuse to make it, that is. Oh, maybe.
15. You are not. Well, that was even a frightened thing. So I don't even know if you get frightened while you're raging.
You do.
You
Yeah,
do,
I don't think there might be a path. I think one of the subclasses might.
But either way, you are not frightened.
Yeah, not a level 1 barbarian.
And then the mummy is going to take. You know, don't worry about it. I'll swing. Not very well. I don't think 14. I don't think 14 does it, does it?
No, not quite.
All right. So it swings a rotting fist at you, and you definitely step aside of it.
Barely.
And, well, it's not going to go anywhere, so it's there. All right. Keldrin, is there something you'd like to do back there?
I will try this. Do mummies have brains?
Yeah. So it might be in a canopic jar, but they have
I'm
them.
trying to. Yeah, so this mummy can make an intelligence save, I guess.
I guess it does, because I don't see anything that says it can't actually not take all this damage.
Yeah, all one of it.
That means you won.
Yeah. Okay, it takes 1 psychic damage. And it has a -3 on the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
No. Okay.
Nice.
Take that, mummy.
That's rude. Are you content?
Yeah,
All right. Stop it.
not gonna provoke it or do anything, hopefully, that will make it pay any attention to me whatsoever.
So Stavid steps up with this shiny new sword and gives it a swing. Does it swing any differently?
Yeah, it's +1
Oh,
great sword.
yep, apparently it does. It's pretty good.
There you go.
So that's actually a 24.
Yeah.
And then the plus is on the damage as well.
Yep.
So 14
Nice.
on that. With a slash. Feels like a good swing.
That was a good swing.
No, that's a good
Slash.
smart.
A real good swing.
And I'll let's see. I'll just take another swing. That felt good. I'll do it again. So and 13 more.
Swords are awesome.
Like this.
There we go.
There's not a lot of mummy left. That great sword is just, there's cloth flying all over this place.
They're not called OK swords.
Yeah. All right. Kater, unless Stop is doing anything else.
No.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and
Oh.
20 non-magical piercing.
Yeah. So you okay. In your words, how do you want to do it?
Yeah. Oh, I mean he'll go right through the face and then scramble and try to get it off his sword and then throw it across the head across the room.
Yeah.
Towards Keldrin, of course.
No.
It just happens that way.
Yeah, the head goes bouncing across the floor, and then the body hadn't even stood up. It was kind of still in the crypt, and it just falls back down. What's left of it, anyway. Just...
We'll use a bonus action to stop raging. Calm down. Use a short sword to start sifting through what's in there, not wanting to touch the mummy parts. See if anything sparkles as he starts sifting.
There are. Oh, that's wrong. Up. There are 4 decent-sized gemstones in here.
Go ahead and remove those.
All right.
Put them in the pouch.
How did this happen?
How did what happen?
This one. The mummy. Do you know why it happens?
Something dies and they wrap it up in little bandages and try to preserve it. And I don't know how you make a mummy. But I also know that we had no idea what was in there when you threw it open. I don't know much about undead things, but I imagine there's probably some of them that have been undead for a very long time, just like getting more and more powerful. And so, like, probably just, I mean, I'm all for, sometimes you just got to go for it. But I'm not sure that just like flipping open the lid of something with an undead thing in it that we know nothing about is the best idea for, like, staying alive.
Points at the head over by your feet.
Yeah, I mean, well, I ran away from that, first of all.
Points at the head over where you were.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this time it was fine. I'm just saying, as a general practice, I'm not sure that is the best approach to unknown creatures that want to kill you. Or maybe turn you into some foul creature.
I can see how that was
Rash?
Cavalier of us, yes.
Cavalier.
Well, I suppose at least their soul will be at rest now.
It will.
Do those have souls? Do those have souls in them?
I don't know. I was just trying to ease the tension. I don't think. She points to the head. I don't think that's the source I was detecting.
No, I think it's that.
I agree.
The window.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we so if there's what is it conjuring?
Waves at the large sarcophagus that it's over.
Oh, it might have something to do with that.
Well, could it be something where it's like the sun has to be coming through the window for it to work?
That could be.
I mean, it's a window, right? I haven't seen a magic window before, but
Looking at the orientation of this building, then does it look like the sun would come through it in the morning or at night?
So as you're thinking that, you actually think that the way that the window is oriented with the building, you think that like probably the best time is going to be like right at like noontime.
Nowish?
Is it like building? Yeah, as in like soon, because I mean there's already some light. I mean there already is light spilling through.
But the light hasn't made it like onto the sarcophagus here.
Yeah, I mean it's not fully like just bathing the entire thing in light.
Well, it's a good thing we headed right out this way.
So you believe it's that the sun is going to bring something.
It may. If the sun lights the sarcophagus in front of us, maybe.
Does this window like depict something? Like a lot of the stained glass, like they're depicting a scene or a figure or some kind of something.
Yes, you get the impression it's like something related to the family, as in like there's a very handsome looking guy, in the picture with others around him. I mean, it's, you don't think it necessarily depicts anything like specific to, just what you're looking for. But I mean, it does depict something. I mean, and she'll tell you like, I mean, that looks like some representation of, him or his family, as much as a stained glass window can. But there's no like like religious symbols that you can detect in the stained glass. There's nothing really, no really heraldry besides maybe like the Aranor family seal, which you see, throughout this tomb. And that seal is a yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're just gonna hang out in this
Yeah.
place. Okay. She'll back up a little bit. So after a few more minutes, the light does in fact kind of get right over, and it is high sun, if you will. And the way that the light comes in through the window, you see there's two just perfect beams of light that kind of come straight down through, and they kind of hit the tomb there in two different places. And when it does, the entire tomb immediately turns dark. The whole thing just goes darkness. And those of you with dark vision, you can't see through the darkness. Like it's that kind of darkness, but it just.
Does it look like it's not there anymore?
So as you stare at it for a second, because it's all black, you then start to look at it. And it's like, well, that looks like that's a space. But where did the crypt go?
Terrell cautiously put his dagger.
Just hang on a second. Let me sketch this out.
Or is Elenius just walking in?
Yes.
Of course, it's a portal.
Yep.
We're just gonna walk into it.
Darkness, magical darkness.
We'll
Walk
meet
in.
her, Ashwin.
Yeah, so I mean, it covers essentially the entire crypt.
Is it walking through nothing, or is it climbing up on top of the crypt that we can't see?
Well, like,
It covers the entire thing. So if you walk up to it and try to walk, you don't actually walk. You don't bump into anything. It seems like the crypt has gone away.
Is there stairs or something underneath it?
So that's what I was going to ask. So did you? So when you walk up to it, and before you walk into it, you can tell there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your Yeah, you can tell there's nothing there.
I'm gonna feel around with my arms and see if there's a floor there.
So as you start to feel where the floor should be, you don't feel anything.
Go walk right here and see if I feel any floor here.
You don't.
All right. How about up here?
We did not. Nope.
All right.
take a little rock or something from around here and toss it in and listen.
So the rock falls in and you listen. Still listening.
Does anybody have rope?
Yeah, Terrell will take his rope out.
All right.
Back on him.
Can you lower me down?
He'll wrap it around himself and then tie it around Elenius. Step back, use the stairs to help anchor himself.
How much rope do you have?
It should be 50 feet.
50 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like 15 feet. So you're 15 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to go 35 feet down in darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go down 35 feet and you are in complete darkness. You feel no ground. And there's still a solid wall that you're up against.
There's a wall.
Yeah, because as you come down,
Repelling along the wall.
Down like a
Does it feel like you can like climb down the wall?
it doesn't feel real climbable.
It's pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth.
Climb
As you
down it
get-
real fast.
As you get near the end of your rope, Stavid holds out his rope.
Can you
Yes,
see the wall? Or you can just feel the wall?
I can feel it. I'm probably dragging against the wall.
Let's shout down to Linnaeus. You all right?
I'm doing okay, but we might have to climb down this back to back with one person's feet on one wall and one person's feet on the opposite wall.
Yeah, are they that close?
You think we have to go down there?
You don't know.
Yes.
You can't see it.
Well, no, yeah. Then I was asking if he was able to feel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was asking you if he's able to feel. Because I don't know if he's tried to feel both sides. Both sides. If they exist.
Yeah, I'll swing back and forth if I can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a wall on the other side. Yeah, you're like, you're bumping against the wall.
Kater like have to agree. Like,
I mean,
It's
he's
like,
pretty strong.
yeah.
I know.
That's why I wanted Katera lowering me.
So Linnaeus is 35 feet in this hole, swinging around a little bit. What?
David was attaching his rope to Katera's.
Okay, Stav is tying the rope off. As he's doing that, what the four others of you notice is that so the light was shining down, and now you see that the sun, of course, has moved a little bit, and the light is it's still coming down like on one side straight down, but then the other side it's not directly hitting the tomb anymore. And you notice that the darkness on this bottom side over here is like kind of dissipating, if you will.
And like, yeah, the tomb is starting to reappear.
Yeah.
Drop me down the rest of the way.
I'll start pulling with you, Kater.
Yeah, we're pulling you up.
No!
Yeah, pull him back up.
Yeah, you ain't get him out as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Point as the it's coming back.
Can
It's about halfway back now. That one, there were two beams of light. The one beam of light's kind of gone now. It's just that one.
we need a spell of Featherfall?
Oh, wait, let me. Nope. Don't have one of those.
If we had a spell of Featherfall, then we could jump down that. It's deep.
It
I
was,
think that we could climb down it back to back.
You couldn't see?
I couldn't see an inch. It's magical darkness.
Oh, it must be the source.
and then once you get down, how are you getting back up?
Yeah, that's a great. And,
Helm will provide a path.
oh, right. Well, why don't you just ask Helm to drop a ladder down there for you all the way to the bottom, and so you can just climb down. You don't even need Featherfall.
We found the way
Mm-hmm.
that we have to take. He doesn't just.
Oh, he only does the way back.
No, he provides the path. You have to take it.
Do you know what you seem? What is it?
It's
About 3/4 back now.
A dark hole into nothingness that goes on for
Can
who
we
knows how
please go
long.
down there?
We need to what?
We need to go down there right now
Why?
because it's gonna disappear soon. We're not gonna be able to go down it again until tomorrow.
Let's get a good night's rest.
I don't know if I know that we need to go down it. What are we going to? Why are we going?
Because there's something to
There's
this.
a hole.
It's very interesting, but what is it?
We don't know because we didn't explore it.
We kind of did, and you couldn't see a thing.
Well, we didn't finish.
You think? I mean, there's no.
Calvin, come with me down the hole.
No, like
Sure.
it's almost closing.
That's why we've got to hurry.
It is stuck down there.
Just for a day,
If we're lucky.
we'd be able to walk right back out the same way that we come in.
Oh, I can't walk up a vertical wall. I don't know about you.
Let's rethink this. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
And the light has passed enough where the beams aren't there anymore, and the tomb is there again.
That's that's the source.
That must be it.
Ooh,
But is the hole just still there under this thing right now?
There's no way to move this tomb.
The chair moves over to lift the, not to actually lift, but as if to lift the top of this tomb. Yeah, top of this tomb.
Yeah, you realize you probably can't actually lift this tomb.
Chair will try. Not right now, but you know, he'd be willing to give it a try.
This seems substantial. Yeah.
I'll get in next to him and try and push.
All right, there's two of us in it. All right, we're really trying this.
Are we opening the lid or are we trying to slide the whole thing?
I was just thinking the lid.
Oh, the lid.
Yeah, not the whole
It starts
thing.
to try and slide it
That's ridiculous.
and then realizes that you're not doing that.
Yeah, no, he's just trying to lift the lid.
Well, it's still going to be a bottom. We got to move the whole thing. All right, and I'll help you lift the lid.
Always got to watch out for that false bottom.
Or maybe you can just break through the bottom. There's a hole under it.
That's possible.
The lid seems to be sealed somehow.
Oh,
We shouldn't unseal it
Like
because that might be part
trying
of the source of power.
Push it. It seems like it's somehow sealed.
searching around for the seal. See if he can find like a place to break. I know, probably won't be able to, but he'll start searching around. He's going to start thieving it, trying to thieve his way in.
Yeah.
So, Elenius, wasn't that urn, the floating urn, a source too?
There's a source in that building, but we don't know if the floating urn is it.
I mean, seems like a easier start than jumping down a hole you can't see in.
We'll have to try that next. I mean, the urn, not the hole.
Jumping down the hole.
Not till tomorrow.
Maybe there's another passageway near that urn somewhere that is the other end of whatever this hole goes to. If those two are connected with the same kind of magic. Maybe there's a way to reveal some passageway over in that tavern.
That's hopeful thoughts.
And this is the source. And what's the whole? What's the? To what end? We're curing the vanishing. Is that what we're doing now, or curing the oblivion?
Well, I don't know if that's what it is. I think this is a source to figuring out. Well, the source of Garwinia's protection. At least that's what brought me here.
The source of Garwinia's protection. I wonder what it is.
Well, now we know how to enter,
Yes.
wherever enter is. Well,
I mean, we'll have to stay another day.
Yes.
Stay here another day?
Well,
Like, she
Lincoln
points at,
City.
like, were you planning to leave?
We were, actually.
got a free ticket out of here.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like Kater. Cayman will be most disappointed. As will I.
I need more rope.
Yeah. Or the Featherfall spell.
I don't know anything about that.
Rope will be cheaper.
Depends on how much rope you have to buy.
Good point. Right, well. Well, I would suggest if we're not.
I mean, I might be able to learn how to do that.
You think so you can?
Maybe. I've never studied it before, but I've heard of other bards being able to do it.
If we find her, we'll destroy them, but if we don't find them, then she will destroy them.
But I would suggest if we're not going to do any more here, we should leave before someone notices that
The door's open. I agree.
we're broken into this building.
Let's be away.
Kater will put the head back and put Lolobo's coffin back, the top back in place before they leave.
Yeah. Do you put the lock back on the door?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Relock it.
That's the figure. How well do you relock it?
No, they're not too well. I mean, it's a lock. It's just, it's either locked or not locked. Let's see if he can relock it.
Sure. It's a simple lock. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good enough. So where are we headed?
Back to the floating urn.
So I'm still confused though. We find this source. Then what?
I don't know.
Does that help us deal with the problem of the coming darkness?
It
Elodie
could.
Everstrong.
Maybe.
You think it's tied together? I mean, it seems.
At the very least, we can see if something we could bring back or replicate or take to Salia.
Yeah, it just doesn't deal with the new problem,
No, maybe not.
the new darkness.
The darkness of Telos.
Is that what we're calling it? Is that what it is?
I believe it may be.
Is that the black, sinewy darkness? We see.
It could be.
Oh. We've been living with the Oblivion for a long time, but That's the. I don't want to. Whatever. I don't know. Could be related.
Shar's darkness, but it could be Shar's darkness. It could be Telos's darkness.
So we're going back to
Maybe it's
floating
that,
around. So,
I think so. Yeah.
maybe it's that hole's darkness. It did look pretty dark in there.
That magic darkness, yeah.
If that's the case, we should just leave that hole closed. Maybe like paint over that window or something so it doesn't ever open up again.
We need this.
Well, I mean, maybe. Unless that's the darkness. If that's the darkness, then just get rid of that window, problem solved.
That's not the darkness.
Probably not. But it might be.
But whatever it is, they don't want people coming in, real easily. Only opens for a few minutes each day, and
Right, but it opens. There must be a reason for it to open, or else it would just be sealed up shut.
So the darkness can get out when it's time.
didn't really come out. Like more of a
Not yet.
thought this was the force that resisted the vanishing or the oblivion.
it says, yes, I believe that is it. I hope that's what this is.
That's why we need to explore it. We can't just leave this and assume anything.
I guess she said she could stay for a few days, so we'll have to
Take her at her word.
yeah. Because it might be a whole 2 days for us to get this one
We can
figured out.
we can tell her if it comes time and she has to go and she hasn't heard from us, then
We might
we'll
be
just have
dead.
to catch up. Or we might be dead.
We can't get out of the hole that we can't see in, and we
Right.
can't climb. Well, love that. No exit strategy.
I don't want to die in a hole.
It would be good to have somebody stay out
Yeah, I'll do it.
so they can drop the rope down the next day. And then we would just need a way to know that it's the next day because it may be completely dark down there.
Is there not a way to lodge the rope so that it stays near the
It could
top?
be that when it reappears, it cuts the rope.
Well, if you put it, I don't know. I'm not a climber, but I feel like there's ways to get it stuck.
Or it might just be that your rope's hanging there, but the entrance is impassable, so.
Right, I was thinking when it turned back into a tomb
Although
that
you'd have to climb real fast. I don't know how fast you all can climb, but from the time the thing disappears to dropping the rope down and climbing back up out of however deep that hole is, you'd have to be going pretty fast.
I need someone up top that can pull.
or a machine.
Maybe there's another entrance to the other side of that thing. Waves his hand, and Keldrin's voice, and waves his hand around the urn. And at the urn.
That would be way easier.
Well, let's go explore the floating urn.
I'm sorry, that's where I thought we were.
Yeah, there's
We were, like on the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna say
Are
something
we
else.
there yet?
Okay, I didn't know if you were saying something else. And so we'll pick up next time right there.
With the floating urn.
Well, part
Alright.
2 of this episode.
Aha. Arrivals and departures.
We didn't get the departures part yet. So
I mean,
we're just-
we almost got
I
a
mean,
departure.
we arrived to the floating urn and we departed it.
That's
And
true.
now
Yeah,
we're arriving
that's
to
a
the
good
floating
point.
urn.
It's a good point.
And Elenius
And we
almost
arrived
departed
at the
his-
tomb and we departed it.
Departed the party.
And then Elenius almost departed his soul from his body by jumping in that hole.
It was fine.
It was not going to be fine. You definitely would be dead.
Feel fine.
There could be water down there.
Could
There
be.
could be.
If you've got a deep, if you have a deep hole
Uh-huh.
and there's no pumping mechanism, there's
Right.
water at the bottom of it. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what else is in a deep dark water hole? Deep dark water hole monsters.
Nah, it's probably just cold water. I don't think there has to be deep, dark water monsters. It's not like there's just like an aboleth hanging out down there.
I mean, you didn't hear the stone, right? You didn't hear a plop, didn't hear a lack.
No.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you have a deep hole, there's an underdark at the bottom of it.
What?
Well, the Underdark, we need to find a way into it anyway, don't we?
Not at level 3. I generally remember the CRs on those creatures,
Yeah.
and they're way above level 3. Even
Also,
for
like, a 1/2 CR Underdark monster is not a 1/2 CR above ground monster.
right, exactly,
Like, these are not equivalent things.
right. So, well, especially because the 1/2 CR monster in the Underdark isn't alone; it has a CR6 controlling it,
I mean, details, but yeah.
and like 30 companions.
Friends?
Yes, they are all friends,
But not to us.
not to us. Not
Yeah.
yet.
Thank you. We're gonna have Qatar become friends with him.
And they took over your mind, yeah, that's how it works.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. And we'll be back. I think we're back next week, maybe with something else.
I think
And
so.
then we'll have some more D&D very soon. So, yeah, we'll probably maybe some Scion next week.
I think so.
I think that's the plan. So we'll probably
Yeah.
be back next week with Scion. Yeah. And if we're not, then something happened. So, good night, everybody.